Well, this is our final day. Well, we have finished our final night at the Catamount. Everybody's cleaned up and ready to roll out of here. I see Boomer and Quark are heading up, and it's been a good place to stay, but it's time to get back out in the woods and get on the trail a bit. So we're gonna eat our breakfast and get ready to get rolling here. All right, we are up and out. We're getting ready to move here into Stop's truck, and we're headed to the trailhead. So we're going to get rolling. Thanks for joining us today, and we'll show you some things today. I think we've got a few nice views this morning. There's moose coming this way. So anyway, Tink now Aftermath. She took the name I didn't use, so that's awesome. She stayed with us last night, and we're heading up the way today. We'll check with you when we get to the trail. Well, we've got Tink / Aftermath over here. She's gearing up, Hawkeye's gearing up. Stops, we really appreciate you and Steve for ferrying us around for the last week or so, and for all the food and camaraderie and etc. We thank you and look forward to seeing you up the way.
It's been our pleasure. We really had a good time.
I did too.
And I hope you guys have.
We absolutely have, and it has been a godsend to be able to get in some miles last week without having to carry a lot of weight and to be indoors most of the better part of a week, I guess. And it has been awesome. So we'll look forward to seeing you up the trail here in a week and a half or so.
Yeah, won't be long. I'll see you guys.
Awesome. Good deal. So we're going to be heading, there's Hawkeye, here's Aftermath. Don't know whether we're going the same place tonight or not, but we'll try.
We'll never know until
we'll see. The trail goes that way, and we're going to head up the way, so we'll see you on the trail. Yeah. We're hiking along this creek this morning for a little ways, and I wanted to show it to you because I'm definitely going to call this one the mountain stream of the day. We just crossed a bridge, but there's a definite pool right here. Really kind of cool. Some cascades. Beautiful little area right here. We've got a lot of up and down today, and we're going to make the best of it. It's our first day in a while carrying our full packs, and boy, isn't that a wake-up call. But we'll make the best of it. We're going to try to do about 16 and a half today. We've got an early out if we have to. Really don't want to. So we'll see how we do. We may just have to suck it up and hike later in the day. Hawkeye's not been feeling rested here lately. We've had a day or so to rest, so I don't know what to make of that. We don't think it's anything serious. We've looked up a couple of things that it might be, and tiredness is the only symptom. And honestly, I think we're both just mentally and physically tired, probably more mentally than physically. We're over 1,700 miles, and it's just, it's hard. Mentally, we're both ready to be finished and to be back home. Not to the point of wanting to bail on the trail and not finish it, because heck, we're 500 miles out, 550. We can't do it. We got to keep going. But we are ready to move forward and get on. And that's going to be the hard thing coming up, because we're not far from New Hampshire. And that's where things get really real. I've heard the expression before that by the time you get to the White Mountains, you've done 90% of the miles and only 10% of the effort, which is kind of scary and daunting, and trying really hard to stay out of my head on that one. But that's what we've got ahead of us, and we'll make the best of it when we get there. We're coming up on something right now. I'm not sure what. We'll do some looking. Tenting area ahead. So this is a little rock pond, and they want you to tent in designated areas, which is always the best right idea. Camp and hike on durable surfaces. So here comes the pond right here. We were expecting this. Somewhere along here there's a shelter too. We were told this is a place you could swim and chill and that sort of thing. So kind of a neat little area. It's a beautiful pond coming up. I'll show you when we get through the edge of the woods right here. Oh yeah, it is. Absolutely gorgeous. See the rocks coming down into the pond. I'll walk down here and show you a little bit of it, because I don't know whether we'll get closer or not, I would imagine, but I don't know for certain. So while I'm here, we take advantage. Wow. Unbelievable. Truly an absolutely gorgeous place right here. Somewhere there's a shelter. It's probably down that way. I see something on the edge down there. Maybe that's where it is. I don't know. But we'll be around this for a little bit. Well, unbeknownst to me, I was standing right at the shelter. So we'll pull off here and sit for a minute or two and show you what we got. This is the Little Rock Pond Shelter, built in 2010. Very nice little area right here, but we're not going to stay long. Here's another gorgeous view of this big pond. We've kind of come all the way around it. I think the first video that I took was from back down in this little area right here. And then now we're looking at the whole thing. We're still walking along the creek that feeds that pond, or at least one of them. And here's a stone wall of some kind. Not the same kind that we've run into before. This one has steel on top of it, or iron. Not really sure what this is, and I don't remember seeing a mention of it in the guidebook. But interesting nonetheless. So I thought I would share. We're probably about 3 miles in today, maybe a little bit more. It's not been too bad of a hike so far today. We're going gradually uphill, and I think that's kind of the way of it this morning. We've got a few steep things later on in the day, but I think for now we're just kind of plopping along here through the woods. Not having too much of a struggle, although it is very humid. I'm really sweating this morning. I was not planning on that. It's not too hot, it's just humid. I didn't start out with my buff on that I wear over my forehead to keep the sweat out of my eyes, but I stopped rather quickly to pull that on. It does help considerably. We've traded in the evergreen stuff for moss now. Man, this is gorgeous. Reminds me of the Smokies a little bit. Moss is everywhere on the ground. Well, still coming along through the woods today. I think we're coming to an interesting part of the trail. I've seen this before. It's a rock garden. And really kind of cool. Lots of rock sculptures. I don't know if this spells something out. I don't see it if it does. But very gorgeous nonetheless. I have to remember to take a picture for the thumbnail here. But, you know, lots of stacked rocks here. And back out just a tad. And very gorgeous, absolutely. Lots of effort and time of hikers and people that have been through here. You can see where some of the pieces have come up and fallen over and that sort of thing. But really kind of a neat little area. Nice little diversion along the trail here. Here's some that are still standing tall over here. I don't think that I have the patience for such. Oh, I'm going to come over here and stand and look back at it because there's quite a few stacked rocks right here. Back up just a tad. Wow, this is really cool. I've seen this only in videos, so it's really kind of cool. In the last few days, I've come to places that I've seen in so many trail videos because I'll pick 4 or 5 or 7, 10 hikers to follow up the trail each year, and really kind of enjoy their take on the Appalachian Trail and seeing the things that I've seen so far. And now we're finally at a point where we're seeing things that we haven't seen before except in video, and it's just very surreal to realize we're this far along and we're seeing stuff that I've been waiting to see for many years since we got off the trail in 2019, since we didn't make it this far that year. Well, first one in a few days, but we got a stone wall right here to the left, I just noticed. I don't think it goes too far. It's less of a stone wall and more of a rock pile, honestly. But definitely it was intentional. Don't know if that was just getting rocks out of farmland or if that's a property boundary or what that one is. But anyway, we've had our lunch. We're moving on up. We just had a little bit of an up. I think we're on the ridge line for a little while. At some point later in the day, We've got a steep down and then a steep up right before the shelter that we're heading for tonight. So we'll prepare for that and deal with it as it comes. But right now we're just kind of walking through the woods, peaceful with the birds singing. But we're still moving up the trail. It's about 3:30. I think we'll be done around 5. We've got about 3.5 miles to go today. It's been a pretty good day, mostly flat. We had a few small climbs, just came up a little one. We're up on the ridge line for a little bit now. And then we've got a down and about a 500 foot up right before the shelter. But we'll be all right. I will tell you this, mentally, this trail is tough. And we're coming up on the 1,700 mile mark in a day or so. I think it's tomorrow. That we hit the 1,700 mile mark, which means we also hit the 500 miles to go mark, which is the one we've been looking for. But the last bit of this trail is going to be hard, and it's going to be a challenge mentally. And I think Hawkeye and I are both feeling it today. I think we're both just mentally tired. We're ready to be done, but we don't want to quit. We want to finish. We're not there. We definitely want to finish, but we're ready to be finished up with our hike and working our way back to North Carolina. But we're going to persevere. We're going to stay strong. We covet your prayers, and we'll keep putting one foot in front of the other, and that's all we can do right now. We're kind of boosting each other right now, trying to help each other get along on up the trail. And you know, we're blessed to be here still. I know that. We've been blessed by good people. Trail Angel Steve and Sir Stops a lot, among the best that we've met so far. They've really taken care of us for the last week. I haven't actually counted the days, but I think it really was 6 or 7 days that we've been able to slack pack. And thank you, Pete, for having us at the Catamount. Pete owns the Catamount. Very good rates. I think our room was $75 a night for hikers, and that rivals any hotel that we've seen so far. And we're just blessed to have been there. And we're looking forward to a really nice shelter area tonight. I'll show it to you when we get there. Probably a few other things beforehand, but lots of tent space, lots of grass. Should be a really comfortable place to stay. I think there's a good water supply, privy, bear boxes, all the things that we need. So we're excited about that. And we'll be there before we know it. So stick with us and I'll show you whatever's interesting between here and there. Well, we've got a view right here. We've been kind of working hard all day long. We're about 2 miles from our end. And that's an airport, I guess. Nice. So we got a little airport airstrip down here. And views forever. I wish that I had downloaded Peak Finder. I need to do that. I need to download the data for this area. I need to set that up and do it. I've been on airplane mode all day today, just trying to save some battery since we're in the woods for a bit. But wow, what a view. Pulling out the old WOW card. I know. This is a little gorge that we're getting ready to cross over on this bridge right here. Did not expect this. That's really cool. Really pretty. I'll show you the bridge over here. And what's on the other side, it's a little bit less steep over here. I think it just drops off right there. But that's really awesome. Did not see this in the map. But nice little area down here. People down there bathing, sunbathing, swimming. And we're gonna cross now. Wow, that is phenomenal. I'm gonna pause here just for a second. How about that? And then going back this way. Really, really awesome. So, bridge going forward. Well, toward the end of the day, we've got about a half-mile rock scramble. I don't know if we're halfway up yet or not, but it's been hard. We're tired. We're mentally tired. But we're almost there. But I wanted to show you. Whew, wow. Bad to leave stuff like this to the end of the day. Well, here's another view of the airport. I'm hesitant to say what I was on top of before. Probably something over here when we look down into it. Maybe on one of these over here behind the trees, I'm not certain. Yeah, maybe along that ridge back over there, the nearest one. But we're almost to the top of this climb, and I hope it'll fall over a little bit more gently here in the last 10th or two. And then we've got a downhill to our camping area, which I can't wait to get to. Well, coming down the trail, there's a privy, which means that we're probably right here at the shelter, which is where we wanted to be. Whew. Wow, what a long day. It's been tough mentally and physically. And the physical part, I'm afraid, is only about to begin. All right, let's see here. Shelter should be here somewhere if the privy's right there. So I'm gonna have to do some looking around. I'll let you know what I find out. Well, the shelter was just ahead. Here it is right here. I don't think we're alone. Yeah, I see a few things, but anyway, really glad to be here. We'll sit down and chill for the night. There's a tent set up. There's plenty of tent pads, and we'll make ourselves at home.